I want to show you today how to put your wonderful imagination right into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and let it remain there and fall asleep in that state. And I promise you from my own experience, you will realize the state in which you sleep if you could actually feel yourself right into the situation of your fulfilled desire and continue therein until you fall asleep. As you feel yourself right into it, remain in it until you give it all the tones of reality, until you give it all the sensory vividness of reality. As you do it, in that state, quietly fall into sleep. And in a way you will never know, you could never consciously devise the means that will be employed, you will find yourself moving across a series of events leading you towards the objective realization of this state.
Visualizing your desires to reality is a powerful technique that can help you manifest your goals and desires. This concept is based on the teachings of Neville Goddard, a spiritual teacher who believed that the power of imagination and visualization can bring about tangible results. According to Neville Goddard, the key to manifesting your desires is to vividly imagine and visualize them as if they have already occurred. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step guide on how to visualize correctly by Neville Goddard to shift your reality.
Now here is a practical technique. The first thing you do, you must know exactly what you want in this world. When you know exactly what you want, make as lifelike a representation as possible of what you would see and what you would touch and what you would do and physically moving in such a state. For example, suppose I wanted a home, but I had no money, but I still know what I want. Without taking anything into consideration, I would make as lifelike a representation of the home that I would like, with all the things in it that I would want. And then, this night, as I would go to bed, I would, in a drowsy, sleepy state, the state that borders upon sleep, I would imagine that I am actually in such a house, that were I to step off the bed, I would step upon the floor of that house. Were I to leave this room, I would enter the room that is adjacent to my imagined room in that house. And while I am touching the furniture and feeling it to be solidly real, and while I am moving from one room to the other in my imaginary house, I would go sound asleep in that state. And I know that in a way I could not consciously devise, I would realize my house. I have seen it work time and time again. If I wanted promotion in my business, I would ask myself what additional responsibilities would be mine were I to be given this great promotion. What would I do? What would I say? What would I see? How would I act? And then in my imagination, I would begin to see and touch and do and act as I would outwardly see and touch and act were I in that position. If I now desired the mate of my life, were I now in search of some wonderful girl or some wonderful man, what would I actually find myself doing that would imply that I have found my state? For instance, suppose now I was a lady. One thing I would definitely do, I would wear a wedding ring. I would take my imaginary hands, and I would feel the ring that I would imagine to be there. And I would keep on feeling it until it seemed to me to be solidly real. I would give it all the sensory vividness I am capable of giving anything. And while I am feeling my imaginary ring, which implies I am married, I would sleep. It is to center your imagination in the feeling of the wish fulfilled and remain therein. For in our capacity to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled lies our capacity to live the more abundant life. Most of us are afraid to imagine ourselves as important and noble individuals, secure in our contribution to the world, just because at the very moment that we start our assumption, reason and our senses deny the truth of our assumption. We seem to be in the grip of an unconscious urge, which makes us cling desperately to the world of familiar things and resist all that threatens to tear us away from our familiar and seemingly safe moorings. but I appeal to you to try it.
Now, as someone who has used this technique for almost 2 years now, there are some tips that I want to share with you to actually maximize you shifting your reality. Now, first of all, number one, you have to be consistent. To make visualization a habit, make it a daily practice. Set aside time each day to visualize your desire just the way Neville Goddard explained it, and make it a part of your daily routine. Second of all, you have to let go of doubts and fears. Let go of any doubts or fears that may be holding you back from achieving your desires. Focus on the positive emotions and feelings associated with achieving your desire. You have to completely abandon the 3D world, the reasons and the facts that Neville talked about. Completely deny them and focus on that version of self that you are visualizing constantly every single day. Now, finally, we also have tech-inspired action. Once you have visualized your desire, take inspired action towards achieving it. Unless if you're trying to manifest something that there's not much action that is needed, or you don't even know what to do, then in such cases, an opportunity will come, or maybe you will find yourself compelled to do what you need to do for you to get there. Like events will rearrange and you'll find yourself already taking the steps that will get you to where you need to be for you to manifest that reality. But otherwise, for those who know exactly what you need to do, I would advise to take small steps towards you achieving that reality. Now, as you visualize trying to shift your reality, there are certain obstacles that you may have to overcome, and these include self-doubt. When self-doubt arises, remind yourself that everything is possible if you believe it is. Trust in yourself, trust in your ability within to actually deliver what you've asked for. There's also the fear of failure. Fear of failure can hold you back from taking action towards achieving your desire. Instead, focus on the positive outcomes and how achieving your desire will benefit you. Sometimes you may actually feel overwhelmed. When you feel overwhelmed by the task at hand, break it down into smaller steps. Focus on one step at a time and take action towards making progress. Now, visualizing your desires to reality requires patience, persistence, and faith that you will get what you are asking for. By following these steps and staying committed to your vision, you can manifest your desires and live a life that aligns with your values and goals. I hope this video has provided valuable insights on how to visualize your desires to reality by Neville Goddard. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.